Hi, I'm Eleni,
I'm Maja.
and today we're going to talk about CAMHS.
Am I? I don't know really.
Maja, what is CAMHS?
CAMHS is Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services in the UK. Just a helpful service made up of loads of different types of professionals like doctors and psychiatrists. They will speak to you and together you sort of work out what is going to be the best option for you.
There are different ways that you can be referred into CAMHS, but what kind of ways are there?
The main one is that you get referred through a GP or through a doctor, which is how I got referred to CAMHS. But you can also get referred through your school, and sometimes in very special cases you can do a self-referral where you directly contact them.
Can you tell us a bit more about your experience?
I was just really struggling with a lot of school stress, a lot of self-esteem issues, and my parents basically took me to the GP to speak to them, and they immediately recommended CAMHS, and then I had an assessment, and then they put me in touch with a counsellor and with a group mindfulness session as well. The one-on-one counselling was really helpful. I'd never done anything like it before. It kind of just opened up that as a possibility that I could go and speak to someone who was a third party. And then the group mindfulness session I found very boring. But now, looking back at it, that taught me such good anti-anxiety techniques that I still use today.
So Maja, you talked a little bit about the referral process, how you went to your GP. Tell us a bit more about that.
So basically we got invited for a assessment, and that was really nice because they actually give you the option of having a parent or a friend or someone else come along with you, because it can be really daunting. Obviously if there are certain things that you feel really uncomfortable talking about, then that's fair enough. But in order to get that really nice sort of personalised care that CAMHS is so good for, you have to be able to tell them exactly what you need.
And sometimes, you know, it can be a bit of a wait from the time that you go see your doctor or maybe the first time that you've told a teacher about how you're feeling. And I wonder, how was it for you in between? What kind of things did you do?
So my doctor actually gave me a really good recommendation, and he told me that a really good thing to do was to just keep a bit of a journal. I mean, it's good to just sort of write down how you're feeling anyway, but especially when you're going into such a daunting environment, it's really comforting to have almost like a list that you can go back to, so you don't get lost or you don't get confused or forget what you might have said or what you might not have said. So that was a really good way to kind of prepare myself.
So there's an online journal on the Childline website as well, where young people can keep that information really safe. So during the assessment, the nurse probably that you'll meet on that first time has lots of questions that they want to ask to get to know about you.
If you get asked something by a CAMHS professional that you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. It's not you know, trying to get everything out of you that they possibly can. They really are there to help. And also that it goes both ways, that you can ask them questions as well and you'll get all the information that you need.
What happens, like, maybe at a time where you were feeling that you needed maybe more support and you couldn't wait?
It can feel a little bit like once you get referred to CAMHS, like that's it, it's over and now I don't need to worry about it anymore. But actually it is a journey that keeps on going. If you are in real danger and you really need help straight away, calling the police or going on Childline and speaking to you guys.
And we can contact an ambulance for you if you need to, or maybe we can get back in contact with your doctor and help speed along the referral.
Exactly.
Family therapy is a really important part of CAMHS and working with those people who support us. What happens when young people don't have those supportive individuals in their lives?
It can be all the more tough. And sort of it can feel very isolating.
So you might be able to take along your social worker or a teacher who you feel you've got a really great relationship with, or maybe just another trusted adult in your life. And sometimes, is it okay to go on your own as well to CAMHS?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's, you know, it can be a really scary thing, but it can also be really kind of uplifting to do it by yourself. Even if you kind of have someone there who you would like to go with you, try going by yourself once or twice and just see how the experience changes, because you might find you can talk more openly.
Was there anything else that you took away from CAMHS, or looking back that you might think that, you know, this little piece of advice would make things a little bit easier for me?
At the time, I was in such a confusing place that I kind of just wanted someone to like almost give me like a magic spell and just make everything go away. And so I was quite frustrated a lot of the time because I didn't feel like it was working quick enough. The frustrating thing about mental health is that it doesn't have a quick fix, but CAMHS was such a good start to that journey because it just made me aware that there are people I can talk to, there are emergency services I can contact if I need to, and, you know, I don't have to feel completely alone.
And actually that's really what mental health is. It's about getting to know yourself a bit more, learning to accept yourself and finding your place in the world.
Exactly, and that's what CAMHS want to help you do, you know. They're aware that some people need certain things, and that's why the service can be so different for everyone, and everyone has such a unique experience. And I think that's why if you hear of one person who didn't have such a good time at CAMHS, that shouldn't dissuade you from going yourself. Just because it didn't necessarily work in the way that that person wanted it to, that doesn't mean that it won't work for you.
Sometimes if you're not happy with somebody that you meet, or you feel like maybe they just aren't quite hearing what you need, it's okay to change, you know, who you see, and ask to see somebody different just to get the best out of it for you. So Maja, I'm just thinking for some young people who aren't working with CAMHS, or maybe CAMHS isn't the right thing for them, what kind of other support might there be?
There are lots of other sort of face-to-face counselling options. I know that I did school counselling for a bit. There are lots of NHS services as well. Childline, for example, has the message boards, which are really great because they're a very, very safe place. They're anonymous. You can just kind of vent what you're feeling, which is such an important thing to be able to do.
Maja, thank you so much for sharing so much of yourself and so much of your experiences and being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. See you all next time.